So, yeah, Dan, I was just wondering what sort of memories you have, because your mum and dad were in Sahaja Yoga when you were born, weren't they?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what that was like, and what sort of memories you might have of being a young child and experiencing the meditation, perhaps meeting Shri Mataji when you were young. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, so I did grow up. My parents were in Sahaja Yoga, so John and Francis were in Sahaja Yoga, and I grew up with it around me, but it didn't really, at that time, I didn't really feel the power of Sahaja Yoga at that time, but I did have a few experiences when I was a child where I was sitting in front of Shri Mataji and I had a really strong meditations. And Shri Mataji once said to me when I was a kid and I was just meditating there, she said, "What's your name?" And I completely even forgot my name because I was in meditation just in front of her. So that was in like in a hotel room, and Shri Mataji had her feet on my mum's back, I think, at that time, trying to fix her back. And
how old would you have been?
Maybe, I don't know, 8 or something like that. I was quite young. But then both my brother and I, we decided not to do Sahaja Yoga. We didn't really find the benefits really at that age. I guess you've got no worries or troubles or anything. So we stopped doing any sort of meditations, but my parents were meditating, so I'm sure that was clearing us out. And
what sort of age was that?
I think I was about 12, something like that. I think I was about 12. But I'm sure at that time I was being cleared out by my parents because nothing really went wrong. So then I left home at probably about 18, 19, went to university, and I got really stressed. University life was just absolutely crazy, going out drinking and just that sort of lifestyle. And I ended up that I couldn't actually sleep. It was really weird, and I was feeling emotions that I've never ever felt before. Depression, things like that. Like I didn't know if it was depression, I don't know what it was. I was feeling sad and I've never felt it. That was really weird, feeling emotion that I'd never felt before, sadness. And so then I sort of started thinking, I've got to do something, what's happening, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't even yawn. That was really weird. Yawn. So then I shocked my parents by coming to the meeting in Coventry, and I sat there. My dad was a bit flustered and couldn't talk from me because he knew I was there. And that first meditation I had was absolutely unbelievable. I was like locked. I couldn't move. I just sat there, and it was like my soul had just become whole again. It was like a part of me was missing that I didn't know. I didn't know it was missing actually, but then it got back when I meditated. It was really amazing. And then so that was the first time, and the class had finished, and I didn't want it to finish. I was sitting there, no, please don't finish. I was sitting there, and then the second one I went to. So actually that night I could sleep. So that was the amazing thing. So that night I could sleep, and then I carried on meditating that week. And then I went to the meeting the next week, and that was another really amazing experience because my mum worked on me that week, and it was exactly the same thing happened, but I could feel my chakras clearing actually. That was really weird, I could actually feel them opening. But what I could always remember is that it had never left my heart. So whenever I'd pray, I'd always pray to Mother. So that had never left me. That I always knew that was the foundation, and that was always true. I'd never doubted that. It was because I felt inside that it was always true. That was the truth. And so then when I came back, it was quite easy for me to come back because it all just synced back in. It's all clicked back. So that I just felt whole again. It was just a bit of me missing. And then I was really annoyed that I didn't keep that, like when I was younger. I was really annoyed that why didn't I just stay with it? I missed all this life that I could have had it, I just completely, but anyway, I guess I had to go through those things so that I grew. I must have grown through it somehow. And then,
Okay, and you said that the first time that you saw Shri Mataji again, when you'd come back, that you had an interesting experience.
Yeah, so when I first saw Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji's eyes go into the deepest part of you. That was what really amazed me. So the Shri Mataji's eyes just completely go into your soul, and so the whole of my history and all of my emotions and everything I'd felt since I'd left Sahaja came up in that moment of meeting Shri Mataji, and I'd felt awful actually because it all came at a point, it all came to a head where I had to deal with it, I had to face it all the things I'd done, all the emotions I was feeling, all the sort of things that were going on inside me all came up and boiled at that point. And Shri Mataji sort of just looked into my eyes for literally half a second because I couldn't look in her eyes for that long. She looked at my eyes and I had to look down because it was just such a intense feeling that washed over me. And yeah, I sort of, that emotion was just too much to handle at that point actually. And then, but what was amazing is that triggered a thing inside me that cleared all these things. So the next time I saw Shri Mataji, it was just complete bliss. And I didn't want to go actually. I didn't want to go because I thought it would happen again. So I was like, somehow I was like roped into going. It was funny. It was like I couldn't not go. It was like, you got to go, you got to go. Because we were singing for Shri Mataji for Christmas carols. So then, and the first time was as well. So, and then that time, it was just complete bliss. And I just thought it was going to be exactly the same experience as before. So, but everything had been washed out. It was amazing. Like that one glance had washed everything out of me, and it changed my life since that had. I'm sure it had, because that attention, that millisecond of attention of the divine on you, it just completely changed your whole life. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You said you didn't have anything to say. Everybody says the same thing. Oh, I haven't got anything to say, and then, oh my God. No, but isn't that amazing? You know,